All right, we're ready.
All right, let's do it. 1, 2, 1, 2. We good?
We good. Turn us down. We'll turn the feet back.
Yep.
No mic. All right.
That may be Aaron Green's dad.
Here come your Region 1 champions, the Dobyns-Bennett Indians.
And a very pleasant good Monday evening, Indian fans. Welcome inside the Buck Van Huss Dome. Tonight it's 2021 Class AAA State Sectional. Your Dobyns-Bennett Indians will host the Oak Ridge Wildcats, the winner to the TSSAA State Tournament next week in Murfreesboro. Dobyns-Bennett comes in at 25-4. Meanwhile, Oak Ridge at 26-5. And it's all on the line here tonight as the Oak Ridge Wildcats and your Dobyns-Bennett Indians play for that coveted trip to the state tournament. We'll have a pregame report for you, including a look at both teams, how they got to this point, some of the key personnel for both the Wildcats and the Indians. We'll talk some about the these coaches as well, and we'll get you ready for the tip-off at about 7 p.m. this evening. Once again, Class AAA Sectional, Dobyns-Bennett and Oak Ridge. We're back in 2 minutes. This is the home of Dobyns-Bennett Sports, ESPN Tri-Cities. All right, welcome back to the Buck Van Huss Dome. Steve Wilmoth alongside Mark Halverson, Class AAA State Sectional. It's a far cry, atmospherically speaking, from how we began this 2020-21 season. Not many people thought we would make it all the way through, certainly not to this point, but here we are, and Dobyns-Bennett Mark has done everything possible to set them up in the best position to advance to that state tournament, a place they've not been in 11 years.
3 months ago, Steve, we talked about this team, about how good we thought they could be, and this is where we thought they could end up. Not only in the sub-state, but hosting right here. This is a fine club that the Indians have, one of their best in many, many years, and one that I think has a really good chance, if they play well, to advance to Murfreesboro. It should be a really fun night.
Oak Ridge comes in, as we mentioned, at 26-5, champions of District 3 AAA, beating Clinton in the championship game 76-61, advancing to the Region 2 AAA championship game, losing to Bearden last Thursday night 55-52. The Wildcats have won 18 of their last 20 games. Meanwhile, Dobyns-Bennett, winners of 17 of its last 18, won the District 1 AAA tournament what seems like a long, long time ago, 60-30 over Science Hill. And then the Region 1 AAA tournament last week, a pair of 15-point wins over Morristown East. Actually, that was a 25-point win, 64-39. And then one big over South Doyle as well. And winning in the championship game on Thursday night over Jeff County, 64-53. This is the fourth trip to the state sectionals for Dobyns-Bennett in as many years under head coach Chris Poore. Poore went once when he was at Jefferson County and won at Powell. That was back in 2014. That was the last year Dobyns-Bennett had a home sectional game. It was also against Oak Ridge Wildcats. Dobyns-Bennett had the lead midway through the fourth quarter by about 12 points. Saw it get away. Oak Ridge advanced to the state tournament where they were runners-up by 2 points to Blackman that year. Wow. It was heartbreaking enough to lose that sectional game and then watch Oak Ridge go all the way and nearly win the title.
And had a chance late down the stretch to win it, if I remember correctly.
Oak Ridge and Dobyns-Bennett have played frequently, but not in several years. You know, Mark, when we first started doing this, we had that kind of the round-robin situation where we were splitting the venues with Oak Ridge and Cleveland and Kingsport and Johnson City. A great little showcase there on the weekends in December. Indians have played Oak Ridge twice in the Arby's Classic. They've lost the last 7 in a row to Coach Aaron Green's Wildcats. Green came to Oak Ridge in 2010. He's 305-57 and routinely, Mark, gets to this game, has won many times on the road in this game, including here and twice at Science Hill.
You know, he's a great coach. There's no question about it. He comes with good pedigree. He was at Coach Pearl's staff at Tennessee and runs a lot of the same kind of sets that Tennessee did under the direction of Coach Pearl. One of the things we've got to be very careful with is under the basket sets on the baseline. He is a master at getting easy buckets off of his set plays. Some that I know that we're going to have to be very mindful of, and I'm sure Coach Poore understands that and has recognized it and has readied his troops for just very that.
Oak Ridge in the Class A sectional last year won at Science Hill 84-66. 2 years ago lost to Sevier County at Sevier County 62-57. 2017 won 90-60 over David Crockett. And then back in 2016, one of the more phenomenal basketball games you'll ever see, 73-70 lost at home to Crockett on that phenomenal shot, you remember, by Patrick Good. 2015 won at Science Hill 55-53. And then, of course, 2014 won here 62-55. Beat Bearden in the Class A sectional and Class AAA sectional in 2013. Meanwhile, Dobyns-Bennett, the last 2 years have been on the road, 6-point losses. Lost to Maryville last year, 61-55. You were at that game. I was close to that game, but not at that game. Bearden 2 years ago, great game plan that night by Coach Chris Poore against the Bulldogs, who went on and won the state tournament. You saw one of those Bulldogs playing in Knoxville yesterday, Quez Glover. Mm-hmm. And then, of course, 3 years ago, losing big to Bearden, 70-44. So Coach Poore got that regional monkey off his back last Thursday night, and I'm sure he'd like to disarm the sectional one as well tonight.
You know what's amazing about this club is their youth. This is not a senior-laden team. You don't see that very often at this level, going this far, playing this well. We've talked about it over and over again, about their depth, about their ability to score balanced, and a very tough matchup. But this tonight will be a team that they've not seen much of all year. We've seen some teams with size. We've seen teams with physicality. We've seen teams with quickness. This team has all three. They've got it all. We've got to make sure we take care of the ball. They will pressure it. They will pressure the ball right inside the timeline. We may even see some presses out of them because they like to get it and they like to go. And we've got to make sure that when we take shots, we get guards back for defense to not allow many transition points. This team has scored over 100 a few times, into the 90s a bunch, and they've averaged almost 80 points at the high school level in a 32-point ball game. That's hard to do. We've got to be ready for them, particularly in the transition as they run it.
Looking back at some more of the history, Oak Ridge has been to 23 state tournaments since their first trip back in 1971, or excuse me, longer than that. They won the state championship a couple of times. Dobyns-Bennett has been to 29 state tournaments, but not since 2014. The last state sectional Dobyns-Bennett won was right here, 2010 over Knox West, 75-70.
You know, this is a game tonight that I think can really turn the tides for the Indians. The program is in great shape. Coach Poore has done a phenomenal job. They come away with this victory here tonight, and all of a sudden they put themselves on the map from the state standpoint. A lot of times we're kind of the stepchild over here in Upper East Tennessee, but this team and this program is on its way up, and this could be a real catalyst to booming this program going forward.
Interesting this year is that the state tournament bracket is predetermined. Usually it's a blind draw. It's predetermined this year. Dobyns-Bennett Oak Ridge winner will play a week from Thursday night at 8 o'clock against the winner of the Siegel-Warren County sectional game. Bearden and Jefferson County's winner will play the winner of the Cane Ridge Beach game. Those two teams will be in the opposite bracket. Whoever wins that Bearden-Jeff County game, they kind of had to do that for both teams. You can't have two teams from the same region in the same end of the bracket, so that's why that's set up. The other sectional games tonight, Cleveland and Blackman, the winner there will play the Arlington-Collierville winner, and at the bottom of the bracket, the Clarksville-Franklin winner will play the Houston-Bartlett winner as well. So the state tournament will already be determined after tonight's Class AAA sectional games, which is an unusual occurrence. In fact, I don't know if it's ever happened before that way. Like I said, it's usually a blind draw.
Well, in all the years that I've been involved, and I've been doing this for 12 or 15 years, that is the first year.
Yeah.
We've always done it by a blind draw, and you never knew what you were going to get until all the games were played, and then the coaches would meet in Murfreesboro and kind of flip a coin or draw straws, as you said. So I kind of like them doing it that way. That way they can earmark who they want the matchups to be, and that, in my opinion, that's the way it should be. Interestingly enough, and we've talked about this a couple of times, Memphis won't be there, and that is unusual because there's very frequently White Station and others are there, and they're always usually the favorite. So this could be a year where you might get an unusual team that comes away with a state championship at the AAA level.
No question. Look at some of the key personnel for the Oak Ridge Wildcats. You start with senior 6'7" post Jonathan Milloway. He had 16 in that regional championship game against Bearden. Dobyns-Bennett, the deeper you get in the draw, the more height you begin to see. We've certainly seen that last week in the region. I think some of that verticality the Indians have faced should be beneficial tonight in facing Milloway. I think he's clearly better maybe than certainly what we saw in the championship game the other night. No offense.
You know, it's interesting. We played Morristown East. They had a very fine 6'10" player. We played Jeff County. They had some real physicality. We played South Doyle. They were very athletic. This team has it all. So we've gotten a little bit of a taste of all the ingredients that Oak Ridge might present. And I think that's good for the Indians. They've got a little bit of experience against those types of facets that Oak Ridge will bring to the table. And Coach Poore will have his bunch ready.
Also for Oak Ridge, players to watch include point guard Kel Slater, a 5'11" junior, had 12 against the Wildcats. Also, Jonathan Stewart, a senior guard at 6'2", had 14 against Bearden. And 6'3" post Jeremy Miller, another expected starter tonight for Oak Ridge. Meanwhile, Mark, Dobyns-Bennett, they bring in Browder averaging 16, Hale averaging 13, Gillespie and Stump 12 apiece, Jason Dennis 11, McKinley Tincher in the postseason is averaging 10. That's 6 guys in double figures right there.
And tough for a team to match up to who they want to guard in certain situations. We've talked about how difficult that can be for anybody at this level. The Indians have that weapon going against that Oak Ridge is going to have to figure out a way to defend.
These rules provide for
so we get set for the playing of the national anthem and the introduction of the starting lineups here at the Buck Van Huss Dome. We're told up to 2,000 fans will be in attendance here tonight. I don't know that we'll get quite that many through the doors, Mark, but
ladies and gentlemen,
it certainly is wonderful to see this crowd here tonight at the Buck Van Huss Dome.
And this dome deserves that kind of support. It's a beautiful facility as it is.
Color guard. Tonight's color
all right,
guard
we're going to have the playing of the national anthem by a saxophone player across the way there.
Team members are Cadet First Lieutenant Giovanni
And while we do that, we'll take a 2-minute timeout. We'll be back with the introduction to the starting lineups. This is Dobyns-Bennett Oak Ridge Class A sectional right here on YouTube live stream and also on the radio. We are the voice of the Indians, ESPN
It's commanded by United States Air Force retired Colonel Eric Vogt. and United States Air Force retired Chief Master Sergeant Melanie Blankenship. Now, please remain standing, and gentlemen, remove your caps in honor of America for the playing of the national anthem. Tonight, the anthem will be played on the tenor saxophone by junior band member R.J. Brummett.
All right, welcome back to the Buck Van Huss Dome, playing the national anthem by tenor saxophonist R.J. Brummett. Well done, well done. We mentioned on the going out the fact that the game is on YouTube tonight on the Dobyns-Bennett YouTube channel. Do want to thank ESPN Tri-Cities and TriCitiesSports.com for their sponsorship of that tonight. You get to this point, Mark, it costs you some money to broadcast a live stream event of the Class AAA sectional game. And two great organizations there. Pleased to have them on board and allowing this live stream going across the world.
Yeah, well deserved, and I'm glad they stepped up and got this done. In this situation with COVID the way it is, some folks can't get here. Well, now they have an opportunity to listen and watch.
Absolutely.
Big time.
Big time. All right, we are set for the introduction of the starting lineup. First of all, for
Jonathan
Oak Ridge, 6'3" senior
number 3,
Stafford Shaklin. Also Jonathan Stewart, the 6'2" senior. Then comes 5'11" junior Kel Slater. Also will be 6'7" senior Jonathan Milloway and 6'3" senior Jeremy Miller. For the Oak Ridge Wildcats, of course, as we mentioned, coached by Aaron Green in what his 12th year, 11th or 12th year at Oak Ridge.
He's been there a while, and he's done a great job from day one.
For Dobyns-Bennett, sophomore 5'7" Jonathan Gillespie, averaging 12 a game. Also a sophomore, Brady Stump, also averaging 12 a game. Jack Browder, Dobyns-Bennett's leading scorer, 6'4", and a junior averaging 16 a game. Then comes Malachi Hale, Dobyns-Bennett's 6'4" junior averaging 14, and Jason Dennis, 6'4", and a senior averaging 11 for Coach Chris Poor in his 4th year here at Dobyns-Bennett High School.
And his athletic director is Frankie DeBus, and principal Dr.
The officials
Chris
tonight
Hampton.
from the Smoky Mountain region, we understand, Mark.
As I understand, yes. That's the first time they've allowed officials to travel. They did not do that up until this game. TSSAA rules.
Dobyns-Bennett in its home white, Kingsport across the front. Oak Ridge in the visiting gray. Oak Ridge in red and white trim across the chest. White numerals outlined in maroon as well. For Oak Ridge, the tip is up and controlled by the Wildcats. Will be Shanklin, having it handed it over to Slater. Slater will be guarded by Gillespie. There's a key matchup there to watch. They lob it inside, intended in on big guy Milloway, and it's knocked away by Browder, and it goes out of bounds. Turnover to Dobyns-Bennett.
Well, a little double team action right there, off down on the post on get Milloway. Browder able to tip it into the hands back at Oak Ridge, but out of bounds Indians.
Full court pressure by Oak Ridge. Browder gets it inbounds to Gillespie. Gillespie in backcourt has it to Stump. Stump up to Gillespie. The Indians across the timeline. Back over to Stump. Stump attacks in the paint, lost it. Dennis grabs it back, kicks it back out front to Stump. Stump in the lane to Dennis. Dennis will turn around, 5-footer, won't fall. Rebound taken by Oak Ridge. And with the basketball, that was Shanklin coming down with it. In the corner, they dump it down low to Milloway. Double teamed again. He goes up for the shot, missed the shot, went down hard. Dennis the rebound for Dobyns-Bennett. The outlet, Hale all the way down, lost it going up. Foul called on the Wildcats, I think on Slater on the reach.
Well, we've already seen what we're going to do against Milloway down low. We're going to front him and back him. Get a little double team action. He's a very fine player, very active in the low post. 2 possessions and 2 difficult opportunities for Oak Ridge.
Malachi Hale's free throw will roll in. The foul was indeed on Slater, his first, team first. Dobyns-Bennett's 2 possessions. They get shots in the paint. One doesn't fall by Dennis. Hale draws the foul. His second free throw, that one's going to be short. And the rebound to Milloway, who did not have to leave his feet. Outlet pass to Slater. Slater in the lane, kicks it out. 3-pointer from the left corner is going to be good there by Jeremy Miller. Slater the assist, and it's 3-1 Oak Ridge. Gillespie to Browder. Browder back to Gillespie. Gillespie on left wing, double team to Browder. Browder kicks it over to Stump. Stump back to Browder. Oak Ridge in kind of a 2-3 zone here. Browder going left, pull up 15-footer, good by Jack Browder. We're tied at 3. Slater for Oak Ridge. Again against Gillespie on the drive, in the paint. Kicks it out to Shanklin. Shanklin back out top. Miller shot the 3 a minute ago, fakes this time. Kick out, wide open is Slater from the right side, is short. Gillespie with the rebound, and then a foul called on Oak Ridge underneath. And let's see who that foul is on.
I think it's on Shanklin.
Number 1, Stafford Shanklin.
It is on Stafford Shanklin, his first, team second.
Team foul.
We've already seen the high pressure that Oak Ridge is going to employ. Full court, once they get over the timeline, a lot of trapping up high. If the Indians can get the ball swinging into the corners, there should be some open opportunities.
Now Oak Ridge goes more man this time with Slater on Stump. Gillespie now. Actually, they're switching on the screens out front. Stump driving. Little floater from the left side is good by Brady Stump.
I don't think they expected that kind of quickness. He blew right by his defender. A nice little floater from the short corner, about 6 feet.
Dennis really battling down there with Milloway, trying to stay in front of him on the entry pass. Slater has it on the right wing. Back out to Miller. Miller kicks it over to Shanklin. Shanklin can't shoot. He'll kick it back out for a long 3-pointer missed by Stewart, and the rebound taken by Malachi Hale. Stump for the Tribe on the right side. Over it goes to Gillespie. Gillespie around the screen to Malachi Hale. Hale back around Gillespie's screen. He's going to pull up and shoot a long shot. No good on the 22-footer. Dennis crashing in there. Ball on the floor. Dobyns-Bennett has it. Gillespie on the floor, and he wants a 30-second timeout.
30-second timeout.
5:22 to go first quarter, 5-3 Tribe. We're back in 30 seconds on ESPN Tri-Cities.
Welcome back the pep band at Dobyns-Bennett High School.
Back here at the Buck Van Huss Dome, Steve Wynn with Mark Halverson. Jack Browder to throw it in for Dobyns-Bennett from his own baseline. Indians run a set there. Gillespie gets it in the corner. Gillespie nearly loses it and does lose it out of bounds as it was knocked off him out of bounds by Jonathan Stewart. First turnover of the game on Dobyns-Bennett.
And I thought he picked up his dribble a little too soon, and in doing so, kind of lost control. Needed just to pull that out. Anyway, kind of a set play. I think it's going to be a back screen for Browder off the inbounds, but it never happened.
Shanklin Out to Milloway. Miller now has it top of the key. Left side it goes to Stewart. Stewart around the screen in the paint. Pulls up from about 10 feet. Shot no good. Rebound by Browder of Dobyns-Bennett. Browder over to Stump. Stump across the timeline. Sizes up his defender being Stewart. At the present, Gillespie on left wing. Gillespie over to Malachi Hale. Hale wants to make a move. Can't. Good defense there by Shanklin, and then Shanklin fouls him as Malachi Hale makes the move, and that is 2 on him.
Yeah, it's a great move by Hale. He kind of hesitated, and then as he drove, that put Slater or Shanklin on his heels, and a reach-in foul's called. So nice play by Hale to draw that foul, put Shanklin on the bench with 2 fouls.
Lucas Searcy in the basketball game for Oak Ridge, a 6'3 junior. McKinley Tincher for Dobyns-Bennett. Zane Whitson for the Indians in the basketball game as well. This is Tincher at the point. Hale on left wing now. Hale right side to Tincher. Tincher back to Hale. Driving on Milloway. Hale all the way to the glass. Missed the shot and a foul called. Probably Jack Browder on the back.
Foul on the Indians. If Jack Browder.
Milloway's going to guard Hale that far away from the basket. I almost wonder if you need to use him as a decoy a little bit to open up that lane for some attacking from the other players. And Milloway was 22 feet guarding Hale in that last possession.
Miller in the paint, working on Browder. A little fall away 10-footer, good by Jeremy Miller.
Jeremy Miller.
And we've got an official timeout. As coming up a little bit gimpy there for Oak Ridge is Slater. And Slater's going to have to go back out of the ball game. And immediately Stafford Shanklin jumped up, and Coach Green said, no, sir, you've got 2. And it will be Jamison Upscraft, a 6-foot junior in the game instead. 5-5, we are 4 minutes in here. Here's Stump for Dobyns-Bennett. Tincher going through right to left, right side to Browder. Browder driving baseline on Miller, spinning. Shot was knocked out of his hands. Got it back to Malachi Hill for 3, no good. Skying for the rebound is Stewart. Stewart, long pass underneath. Great catch by Oak Ridge, but he comes down. I would say Dobyns-Bennett knocked it out of his hands out of bounds.
Yeah, this is where we have to be careful. We've talked about this. Aaron Green is a genius when it comes to inbounds baseline plays. And right now we got a 1-4 set to start it.
Stewart that time just grabbed it and lobbed it all the way back into front court. And Whitson out there to knock it away from Miller. And now side front court, it will be Stewart again to inbounds. Stewart finally gets it in the corner. And that is Searcy who had it. Now Miller has it. Top of the key, Stewart. Stewart back right side to Miller. Miller looking in there, can't get it inside. And here's Upgraft, a 3-pointer from the left side is good. Jamison Upgraft, and Oak Ridge leads it 8-5. He's got no conscience off the bench shooting a shot first time he touches the ball. In the corner, Browder for Dobyns-Bennett, a 3 on the other end. Good! By Browder.
Really nice pass by Whitson from the timeline all the way to the right deep corner to tie it at 8. Browder had plenty of time to set and stroke it.
Upgraft on left wing, lobs it in there to Milloway. Milloway this time will score. Good pass from Upgraft, and Milloway had the position that time, and it's at 10-8 Oak Ridge. Dobyns-Bennett in the backcourt. Whitson working his way up. No look over to Hale. Hale had it blocked from behind and out of bounds. I think that was Milloway, wasn't it?
It was, yes.
Good defensive play there by Jonathan Milloway for Oak Ridge. Now Jason Dennis and Jonathan Gillespie will check back in for the Tribe. And Hale and Stump will have a seat. 2:47 to go first quarter. 10-8 Oak Ridge. Whitson to inbounds for Dobyns-Bennett. Gets it to Gillespie. Tincher off the screen, top of the key. Can't shoot. He'll drive instead. Down low and had it taken away by Miller. Tough angle there for Tincher. And Oak Ridge comes up with the steal on the Dobyns-Bennett turnover. Milloway out front. Milloway, cross-court pass, long 3 over there by Searcy is going to be good. Hit the front rim and dropped in. And now we have another official timeout.
3 out of 5 are Oak Ridge from distance.
On the Wildcats.
Kind of a funky bounce there, but sprung out to a 5-point lead here with 2:28 to go.
2 guys off the bench knocking down threes for Oak Ridge.
Not afraid either. Just as soon as they caught it, they let it go.
Whitson inbounds to Gillespie. Gillespie in backcourt. Now double team. Get rid of it up to Tincher. Tincher to Whitson. Whitson in the paint, kicks it out to Browder in the left corner. Browder will shoot the three, an air ball, but Whitson has a rebound. Had it knocked away, ball on the floor, scramble for it. We're going to have a jump ball, and it will stay with
jump ball,
Dobyns-Bennett.
possession arrow to the Indians.
Very active Oak Ridge is defensively. They close out quickly. They're into the lanes, very well coached, understanding their help defense responsibilities as well as on ball.
Browder was open in the left corner, but the pass was not there in the pocket, Mark. He had to reach down.
And he kind of fumbled it when he caught it and probably should have pulled it out.
Just kind of destroyed the rhythm. Here's Gillespie in there, nowhere to go, and just lobs it up. Nobody there, and it's a turnover on the Indians. Stewart has it. Miller in the corner. Back to Stewart. Stewart with the basketball. Millaway down low to Miller. Turns, shoots, and scores.
Jeremy Miller.
Just the back screen. Nice pass by Millaway, but Miller on the back screen going left to right baseline. Easy catch him, too.
15-8. Here's a shot by Tincher. No good. Rebound Millaway. Here comes Oak Ridge up the sideline, and Gillespie knocks it out of bounds. It will stay with the Wildcats.
Really important stop right here. We can't allow this run to get much deeper in a 15-8 game here in the first quarter. Their tempo is controlling what we're doing offensively. We just need to slow things down a bit.
In the paint, wide open off the inbounds. There you go, Mark.
Stewart.
You mentioned it. Searcy down to Stewart for the layup, and it's 17-8.
Just an opposite play of what they ran the last time. This time right baseline going right to left off the inbound screen.
Tincher around the Dennis screen on the attack, and Tincher is going to be called for the charge.
Offensive foul.
Tincher the foul, and the Dobyns-Bennett turnover, fourth of the quarter.
Team's second foul.
1:12 to go here in the quarter. Oak Ridge has scored 9 straight, and they lead it 17-8.
Very prolific offensive team. They've got some shooters, but they really run their sets well to get good looks in and around the paint.
Here comes Slater for Oak Ridge. Slater, right side. They swing it. Miller up top. Stewart on the left wing. In the paint, Slater had it knocked away. Ball on the floor, saved by Stewart. And then a jump ball will be called. And Stump steps in and ties up Slater, but it will stay with Oak Ridge. 54.3 seconds to go here first quarter. Stewart will inbounds in backcourt to Slater. Miller working on Whitson. Step back 15-footer by Miller. No good. Rebound by Whitson. Pretty good move. Missed the shot. Whitson has it. He'll hand it to Stump. Stump with it to Malachi Hale. Close to a travel there right in front of us. Gillespie. Stump out front. Stump looking inside. Good defense there by Slater. Nowhere for Stump to go. 20 seconds to go now in the quarter. Stump fading right all the way to the corner. Will come back left. Wants a screen from Dennis. Gets the screen from Dennis. Stump on the attack. Shot up by Stump. No good. Tipped by Dennis, who came in there unimpeded for the offensive glass. 17-10. Slater all the way. Slater in the paint. Did not get the shot off. And we played one quarter. Score at the end of one. Oak Ridge 17 and Dobyns-Bennett 10. We're back in 60 seconds. This is Dobyns-Bennett Indian basketball on the Dobyns-Bennett Indian YouTube channel and ESPN Tri-Cities.
Begin play in the second quarter. Possession arrow to the Indians.
All right, back here at the Buck Van Huss Dome, Steve Wynn with Mark Halverson. We start the second quarter. Indians trail it by 7, but they will have possession It's Browder, Stump, Gillespie, Hale, and Dennis for the Indians. It's Slater, Stewart, Miller, Milloway, and Searcy for the Wildcats. Left wing Browder lobs it inside to Dennis. Dennis back out to Hale. Hale on the attack, spinning in the lane to Dennis. Dennis will 5-footer. Good by Jason Dennis.
From
nice
Hale.
feed from Malachi Hale, and it's 17-12.
A pretty quick shot there. I don't think Milloway thought he'd get it off that quickly.
Miller out front. Slater has it working against Gillespie. Left corner Milloway. Milloway wants to shoot to 3 over Dennis. Will so. Shot too strong. Rebound Malachi Hale. Hale to Stump. Stump for the Indians. Great transition defense on a long rebound there, Mark, by the Wildcats.
They do a good job of that. Very well schooled on both sides when it comes to transition. Advancing the ball and getting back.
Browder to Hale. Hale attacking against Searcy. He lost it on the turnover. Here comes Wildcats. Carter all the way down. Slater, missed the layup and a foul called on Browder, and that will be 2 fouls on Jack Browder.
Yeah, that's a tough foul on Browder, but probably
22, Brady
an
Stump,
easy 2 if he doesn't. Oh, they've called it on Stump.
Foul.
Ooh, that's a break.
Yeah, it is a break. It makes it even a better foul.
Line for the Wildcats.
So Kel Slater will be at the free throw line for the Wildcats. Left-handed up there. Slater's shot no good. We got the Dobyns-Bennett pep band back in the house tonight, Mark.
Great to see him. Great to hear him. No question.
Student section back behind the goal on our left, your right on TV. Slater makes the second. And Oak Ridge leads it by 6, 18-12. Gillespie against full court pressure will lob it over to Stump. And Stump nearly lost it. It was tipped by Oak Ridge. And
Stump didn't go get that.
No,
he kind of lagged back off a tip pass. You got to go meet it against quick backcourt pressure.
Browder back court, it goes to Stump, who walks it across. Right side Gillespie. Malachi Hale out front. Stump has it. Stump in the paint. Stump. A little floater to the left is good by Brady Stump. Change of direction. Got him some space. It's 18-14. All the way down. Missed layup there by Oak Ridge. Malachi Hale with the rebound for Dobyns-Bennett. They exploded down the floor, but I think it was Stewart that came up too strong on the layup, Mark.
Yes,
and Dobyns-Bennett has a rebound.
And flying down there. Indians in good position to pick off the miss.
Stump to Browder on the left elbow. Browder, Stump on the right side. Searcy guards him. Now Stump will gun to 3 anyway. Shot too strong. Hale trying to save it for Dobyns-Bennett. Can't. Milloway has it on the deflection. Slater, Searcy fakes to 3, driving on Browder. Shot by Searcy off the glass, good and a foul.
Count that bucket by
Lucas Searcy has come in off the bench and hit a couple of big field goals for the Wildcats.
Malachi Hale.
He came in for Shanklin, who is in foul trouble.
Team's fourth. Zane Whitson in for the Indians.
Inbound, coming back for Dobyns-Bennett. The foul was on Malachi Hale, his first, team 4th. Free throw by Searcy. That one is going to be good. He's got 6. And it's back to a 7-point game at 21-14.
Stafford Shanklin for the
Shanklin will
Wildcats.
return. That will go Miller. Miller had 7 in the first quarter. Gillespie on the inbounds. Gillespie up the right sideline. Breaks the press. Whitson driving in the paint. Outlet to Browder for 3. Going to be way too strong. Dennis on the backside has a rebound, however. Back out front to Gillespie for a wide open 3. No good. Dennis the rebound again. Shot blocked by Milloway. Grabbed by Whitson. Whitson in the paint. Left-hand shot is blocked. Here comes Oak Ridge with it. Oak Ridge, Slater in the paint all the way down. Layup no good. Got it back. Did Shanklin, and he's fouled from behind, I think, by Stump.
And foul on the Indians, Brady Stump, his second. Team's 5th.
We are 1 for
Stafford
9
Shanklin at
from the perimeter, and have had a couple of good
Wildcats.
looks, except for the fact that I think their pressure, their tempo, has forced the releases to be a little bit quick, Steve. Not really shooting them in rhythm.
And
as a result, they are
Miller
contested. That's without even anybody next to them, which is kind of odd. When you don't shoot it in rhythm, because your body's moving so quickly because of the way the game is being played. That's just a tribute to the Oak Ridge defense.
Shanklin makes the first. He has a second. It is good as well. And Oak Ridge with its biggest lead, ties its biggest lead at 9, 23-14. Stump with 2 fouls out of the game. Tincher in. And Malachi Hale back in for Jason Dennis. Whitson inbounds to Gillespie. Gillespie across the timeline. 5:23 to go first half. Browder on left wing, lobs it down to Whitson. Whitson in the paint, kick out to Tincher. Tincher driving the right baseline. Over it goes to Whitson as Tincher hits the back standing there for the basket. Gillespie, pull up 15-footer by Gillespie is good.
Gillespie.
Nice little pocket pass by Whitson through the lane in between two defenders to get Gillespie on the look.
Shanklin will launch a three from out front. It is good, and it's a 10-point Oak Ridge lead at 26-16. Gillespie to Whitson. Whitson, cross-court, Tincher, a three from the left side. Tincher, no good. Browder has a rebound, had it knocked away, and it'll be taken by Oak Ridge. This is Slater. Slater all the way down, shot over Tincher, no good. And Shanklin we called on the back. That will be 3 on him.
The foul on the Wildcats. Number 1, Stafford Shanklin. His fourth team foul.
Really got to
Jonathan
slow things
Stewart
down to the
Wildcats.
Indians. That was a good look, wide open one in the corner by Tincher that didn't go. Figure out a way to be patient. Try to get the ball somewhere around the paint. Try to get some easy buckets to get some momentum back.
Gillespie over to Malachi Hale. Hale has it on right wing, looking inside to Browder. Browder being fronted down there by Searcy. And Malachi will bring it back out. Trying to bring Milloway out. Now Malachi picks up his dribble. Nowhere to go with it. And had it just taken away. Stewart with the steal. Another Dobyns-Bennett turnover. Slater all the way down. A little 15-foot pull-up good.
Kel Slater.
By Slater. And it's a 12-point game at 28-16. And in backcourt, I think a foul will be called on Oak Ridge.
I believe on Stewart.
Foul on the Wildcats. Jonathan
His first
Stewart.
team
His
fifth.
first team's fifth.
Hale goes out. Dennis comes back in.
For the Indians.
12-point lead for Oak Ridge at 28-16. Whitson to inbounds. He does so to Gillespie. Gillespie working on Slater. Change of direction to the foul line. Bounce pass to Dennis. Dennis, one dribble. He'll shoot it over Milloway. Shot short. Dennis, however, beats everybody to his own rebound. Back out to Tincher. Whitson top of the key. Whitson looking inside to Browder. He'll lob it to Browder. Too strong, out of bounds. Turnover. Dobyns-Bennett.
7 turnovers. And if you'll notice, the pass there even was a little bit quick. To see that, instead of kind of zoning it and kind of feeling for where Jack was, he got rid of it just a little bit quicker than you needed to. Browder was not yet in position to be able to grab it.
3:30 to go. Oak Ridge up 12 with the basketball here in the first half. Searcy has it. Milloway. Miller, who's returned. Driving baseline all the way down. Milloway's layup no good. Tipped no good. Milloway comes in, wanted to dunk it, and he's fouled by Dennis.
And we went for the block on the initial move by Miller, and that left 2 guys not in position to get the loose ball. Milloway comes in, grabs it, heads to the line for 2.
Jonathan Milloway.
Jason Dennis, his first, team 6th. And so Jonathan Milloway to the line for 2 shots, the first of which is no good. 28-16, Oak Ridge on top. Dobyns-Bennett struggling on the offensive end. Oak Ridge comes in averaging well over 70 points a game. Dobyns-Bennett likewise.
Kel Slater.
Probably not going to be a game in the 70s, but you got to think that you got to get somewhere around the 60 to be in this one.
Yeah, we got to figure out a way to get into some rhythm offensively. Their pressure is just really good from the time the ball gets inbound until we get it going to the goal.
Milloway made 1 of 2. Whitson all the way down, challenging Milloway, who fouled him, and Whitson makes the shot.
A foul's on the Wildcats.
Really impressed with Milloway's not going for the fake. He really kept his position pretty well as Whitson tried to fake it over to the left side, but went up strong again, was able to draw the foul against Milloway's body.
Whitson's free throw is no good. Milloway with the rebound. So it stays 29-18. Stewart, a pull-up 3 from the left wing is no good. Whitson with the rebound. Whitson the other way. Whitson all the way down in the paint. A tough pass over to Browder. It's just not there. And here comes Oak Ridge with the turnover. Slater spinning on Gillespie. Back out to Upgraft for a 3-shot short. Rebound, who wants it? Everybody left for the Indians, and Slater comes down with it for Oak Ridge. So a Euro step in the lane is good by Slater. And it's a 13-point game again at 31-18. 2 Indians went down the floor on a fast break instead of going for the basketball. Browder on the right baseline. Cross-court pass, it comes to Whitson. Whitson drives to the paint, shut down, back to Gillespie. Long 3 by Gillespie is good.
Jonathan Gillespie.
Gillespie makes the 3, and it's 31-21. 2 minutes to go first half. Slater for the Wildcats. Over to Miller. Stewart lobs it down to Milloway. Milloway spinning on Dennis. Triple teamed. Shot no good. Miller with the tip, no good, but a foul on Whitson, I believe.
And it just didn't block out Miller, who came racing down from the top of the key.
Fouls on the Indians.
He's got the long rebound.
His second.
Browder's second
foul. Jeremy
Miller
I thought at the line for the Wildcats.
Said they called it on Browder. 17 fouls on Dobyns-Bennett. 2 free throws coming here for Miller, first of which is no good.
Malachi Hale in for the Indians.
Hale back for Dennis for Dobyns-Bennett. Got to somehow keep this thing in single digits at intermission.
Yeah.
Miller, the free throw for the Wildcats, he missed them both. Rebound by Whitson. He'll give it to Gillespie.
Big possession here, just like you said. Minute 40 to go. Got to figure out a way to get this into a 3-possession game.
Whitson at the left elbow to Hale for a 15-footer on the baseline, no good. Rebound, Milloway fighting for it, and it will come down to Miller instead. Miller up to Slater. Slater driving to the baseline, out to Milloway. Milloway faking in the paint all the way through, missed the left-handed layup. Rebound by Malachi Hale. Indians caught a break there. Milloway was right at the rim and just missed the chippy. Here's Gillespie. He tried to dunk a harder shot than that a while ago.
Yeah.
Gillespie still dribbling for the Indians over to Browder. Browder hands it back to Gillespie coming left. Around the Tincher screen, can't release, and then an illegal screen will be called on Dobyns-Bennett. I think will be on Tincher.
On the Indians.
It's his second. It's 9 turnovers now for the Indians.
8th team foul.
So Indians turn it over for a 9th time here in the first half. 1:03 to go. Oak Ridge by 10, 31-21. Slater for the Wildcats. Met here by Gillespie. Over it goes to Miller. Left side with it, Upgraft. Top of the key, Stewart. Milloway. Miller again. They run their cuts underneath Stewart. Stewart spinning, and they're going to call a travel
too many steps.
on Oak Ridge.
Turnover to
That's only the second turnover for Oak Ridge. They had one in the first quarter, and now one here.
I think they had the matchup they wanted, Mark, with Upgraft against Gillespie, and I'm not sure why he really needed to do much more than just turn around and shoot. Malachi Hale driving right around Milloway. Goes to the glass and gets the layup, and it's 31-23. Big bucket by Hale. Miller attacking. Shut down by Whitson. Back out here to Slater. Slater in the paint. Kick out. Upgraft to 3 from the left side is good.
3-point basket. Jamison
Upgraft with the 3, and it's back to an 11-point game at 34-23 with 14 seconds to go in the first half. Tincher over to Browder. Malachi Hale on the right baseline. Hale back to Tincher, 6 seconds. Tincher in the paint. Tincher forces a 12-footer in, out, no good. Milloway knocks it away, and it comes in the hands of Slater. That's the end of the first half.
Oak Ridge Wildcats
so Oak Ridge,
34-23.
A little, I guess it was the run there in the first quarter from 8 to 8 to 17 to 8 that has propelled the Wildcats throughout the rest of this first half. And it is Oak Ridge 34 and Dobyns-Bennett 23 at halftime. And
all right, Indian Nation, let's welcome one more
we're
time
keep
to
it
the
here,
court.
aren't we not? Mark?
Yeah, let's keep it here. I saw them walking.
Are led by Maggie
I'm
Boer
not sure.
and
They're trying to get
Cox.
down somehow,
Team
some way.
members include Alexis
But we're going to keep it
Allen,
here. We've got some special guests for you here at halftime.
Browder,
Kingsport
Caroline
ballers that will come and have a word with us here at halftime. Mark adds up our stats.
Haley
It's not been that long since they
Gracie
were here,
Gibson,
so surely they remember the way. There's one.
Chloe Napier,
And there comes a
Marley
couple as well.
Qualls, Kelsey
And so-
Riley, Chloe Stephan, Sophia Vanderbeest, Amaya Wolf, and Lena, the Spirit Shaker.
We make the transition, guys. Welcome. Yeah, go ahead. You sit there. Put that right there. You put those on. You can hear me, correct? All right. Joined here courtside by two Kingsport ballers of legend. To my left, your right, this is Matt Halverson, senior at Western Carolina. To my right, your left, this is, you know him as Filky. This is my man John Fulkerson, senior at the University of Tennessee. Started their careers right here in Kingsport. Matt, start with you. Congratulations to you. All-time three-point shooter in Western Carolina basketball history. 297 career threes. A fabulous career with the Catamounts. Just what can you say about your college career and how much fun you had playing basketball at Western?
Oh, I had a great time. Set some individual records and had a great time with my teammates and coaches as well. Got to spend my last year with my brother Brad. He was a freshman up there this year. But I had a lot of fun, a lot of memories, and met some great people along the way.
Of course, now John, yesterday, quite the scene. You're not supposed to make a grown man like myself cry, okay? But quite the emotional scene in Knoxville yesterday. A great game by the Vols, winning over Florida. Just what can you say about, it's been a tough year all the way around for you guys and dealing with what you dealt with, but what can you say about this year in your career at Dobyns at University of Tennessee?
You know,
we're just the Dobyns-Bennett Spirit Shakers. Roll Tribe, ladies.
We're just lucky to be able to play basketball at this time, and you know, to play the game we love during this time. We're just really blessed and really thankful to play it. And like you said, this season has been a lot of ups and downs for a lot of teams and a lot of individuals. But at the end of the day, I think that we're all just grateful to play the game we love.
Of course, both you guys, Matt and John, started your careers right here at Dobyns-Bennett. You went over to Asheville, were teammates there. And just what can you say? What do you remember about your time here at Dobyns-Bennett to kind of start your careers? Matt, we'll start with you.
Dobyns-Bennett was a lot of fun. That's kind of where me and John's friendship really broke through. And then we decided to make a change and head over to Asheville and play at Christ School, where we were roommates there for 2 years. We had a great time. We got mad at each other a lot, just being roommates. But no, we had a great time, and this is my best friend, so it's been great to go through this journey with him.
And John, same question for you. I mean, a beloved figure, both of you guys here in the city of Kingsport. But what can you say about what it meant to you to start your career right here at Dobyns-Bennett?
Like Matt said, I wish I could go back to my days here, because being here really makes me kind of reminisce and miss the times that I played in the Dome. But because most high school gyms aren't like this, like they don't have the fans and the support that they have here. So, you know, being here really makes me kind of miss it, and really wants to make me go back. But I think that just goes to show you the love and the support that the city of Kingsport shows to their community and to their high school. And I really enjoyed my time here. I had a great time here. A lot of great relationships built, and with my teammates and my coaches. And but like Matt said, we made a decision that was best for us as individuals, and that we prayed a lot about and really weighed out the pros and cons, and really made the best decision for ourselves. And clearly it's paid off. But we love Kingsport and we love DB. But like I said, we loved our time here, and we really miss it.
Yesterday, the scene at Knoxville with yourself, just what's it meant to you, the reaction you've seen on social media to what obviously was a great 5 years for you at Tennessee, and the reaction you got from Vol fans across this nation on that scene as it played out yesterday in Knoxville?
I would say the same thing. Tennessee has some great fans. They're so loyal, they're so caring, they're so loving that they really love their athletes and support them, and I really can't thank them enough.
Of course, both of you guys are seniors, and I wouldn't be doing my job if I didn't ask this question, so I'm going to apologize in advance. Matt, over the years, you've done such a tremendous job with the interviews I've done with you of answering the questions the right way. You're a senior now. You can let loose. You can let loose.
Tennessee volunteer post player John Fulkerson.
But you had a great career at Western Carolina. Both of you guys, have got decisions to make. What's the decision-making process going to be for you going forward?
It's actually kind of going through it right now. I'm not exactly sure what the final destination will be. I've got a few options, and I'm praying about it, talking about it with my family. So I'm hoping here within the next few weeks that I can find that decision and find the right place, whether it's in college or whether it's not. I'm moving on, whatever it may be.
Yeah.
I just hope it'll be a good situation.
Of course, your career was completed with the Southern Conference. Well, your year was complete with the Southern Conference tournament last week. You got to break that career three-point record at Western Carolina. And 297 threes, that's a lot, man. That's a lot. Congratulations.
Thank you very much.
Yeah.
Appreciate it.
Coach, John, same question for you, John. You got decisions to make going forward. And I know all of Vol Nation is hanging on their very edge of their seat to answer this question if you can get it. What's the plan going forward for John Fulkerson?
I've got a lot of options, but really, I think I'm going to talk to my friend Matt Halverson. We have a really great relationship, and we started our relationship in high school, and from then on now through college, it's just grown even stronger. And so I think we might get together and do something special. But honestly, I'm not really sure what my future holds. But I'm excited, and I know God has a plan for me and both for Matt. If that's together, that's together. But if not, I guess we'll go our separate ways. But I've really enjoyed my time everywhere, and I can't thank everybody enough for everything.
You had a ringside seat to that block by Pond yesterday. How high was that guy up in the air on that block shot?
Yeah, he got really high.
He was looking down inside the rim, wasn't he?
He was.
Well, I know we've been almost empty here fans-wise at Dobyns-Bennett this year. I know both of you guys it's been tough, Matt. I know you've talked about only having like 25 fans in some of the arenas. Your parents haven't been able to go see some of your games. Fans got more in Thompson Bowling yesterday. How hard is it to play without any fans at the basketball games?
What?
How hard is it to play with limited fans at the
Indian,
basketball games?
Yeah, it's hard because the fans really bring a lot of energy and noise and home court advantage.
Halverson back in the dome.
And like I said, they really bring a lot of noise and home court advantage. So we really miss our fans for sure.
Well, John, congratulations. Whatever the future holds for both of you guys, we're going to be here in Kingsport supporting you like we did when we were here at Dobyns-Bennett, like we did when you went to Christ School, and like you did when you went to Western Carolina and University of Tennessee. I was really hoping they could get a game between Western and UT set up this year. I know it was close at one time.
I would have loved it. It was close.
Yeah.
Matt told his coach that he didn't want to play us.
Yeah, something like that. Something like that.
All right, guys. What we got to do to get back in this game, guys?
Got to start hitting some shots, get some stops too.
Yep.
Shoot it.
Shoot it.
Let it fly.
Let it fly. All right. Matt Halverson, Steve, and John Fulkerson, stand up right here.
Stand up, Bill.
Appreciate you guys coming on. Appreciate it, man. Good job, Fulky. Good luck in the tournament this week. Bring home the title. Matt, thank you, buddy. Appreciate you, man. Thank you, buddy. See you guys. All right. Almost start for the second half. Mark, you got any first half numbers you want to throw out there?
Yeah, I got them real fast. Here we go. First of all, for Oak Ridge, 17 in the first, 17 in the second, 34. They were 7 for 13 inside the arc, 4 for 9 outside, 21. That's 11 for 22 overall, 5 for 9 from the line, 12 rebounds, led in scoring, very balanced. 7 by Miller, 6 by Searcy, and by Upcraft, both off the bench. 5 by Slater, 5 by Shanklin, 3 by Milloway, and 2 by Stewart. For the Indians, 10 in the first, 13 in the second, 8 for 15 inside the arc, 2 for 10 outside. That's 10 for 25, 1 for 2 from the line. They out-rebounded the Wildcats 16-12. Also balanced scoring, 5 each from Browder and Gillespie, 4 each from Dennis and Stump, and 3 from Hale and 2 from Whitson. We got to figure out a way to get some perimeter shots to go down.
Yep, as Matt said, we got to make some shots.
There you go.
Great analysis by Matt.
He would know.
He would know. Dobyns-Bennett, Oak Ridge. Oak Ridge with the basketball. We start the second half. Slater, Stewart, Milloway, Shanklin, and Miller. Nope, that's Searcy starting the second half for Oak Ridge. Dobyns-Bennett with Whitson, Stump, Gillespie, Dennis, and Browder. Here's a 3 by Searcy from the left corner is good. As he missed a shot off the bench yet. He's got 3 field goals.
3 for 3, yeah. 2 threes and a 2. Golly, why is he sitting the bench?
14-point lead for Oak Ridge. Not the second half start the Indians needed. Gillespie on left wing. Whitson on the left elbow. Hands it back to Gillespie. Gillespie will give it to Stump. Stump will fire the three from the right side. No good. Browder underneath with the rebound, and Browder is fouled as he's going back to shoot. And it may be a foul called on Searcy, who was flat on his back.
Foul on the Wildcats.
Nope, foul is on
Jonathan Milloway.
His second
team's first.
You know, when he got that rebound, Miller's on the floor, and he had no space to go up and get the quick bucket. And he was able to draw the foul, but that was an easy layup putback if he had the floor space.
Browder driving, kicks it out to Stump. Stump looking inside. Browder being fronted there by Stewart. Can't get the ball to him. Whitson on left wing dumps it to Dennis. Dennis in the paint, and he'll turn and shoot over Milloway, too strong. Milloway the rebound. Here comes Oak Ridge. This is Slater with it across the timeline. Slater around the screen from Shanklin. Spinning, Slater all the way to the glass, missed the layup. And a rebound's taken by Gillespie. Gillespie to Whitson. Whitson all the way down. A foul called on Milloway. Milloway thought he had a clean knock of the ball out of the hands of Whitson. The official says no, and that will be three on Milloway.
His third, team second.
He's dominated the paint so far here tonight. 6 rebounds. Didn't get a chance to go in a lot of individual
Zane Whitson at the line for the Indians.
Because I'm long-winded during
Well, you know what? It was justified with these 2 young men. I know one of them's my son, but they both had great careers.
Zane Whitson's free throw is good. Appreciate those guys for stopping by as well. Appreciate you for brokering that deal as well.
I didn't get much of a cut, though.
No, you're getting much cut as I did. Free throw by Whitson. Second shot by Whitson. That one is good as well. Whitson with 4 in the game. And it's 37-25.
We got to come up with stops. We really got to stop their penetration. We got to close out. We've been a little bit slow on the closeout on the perimeter. They've had some wide open looks to this point.
Frankly, really need something to get the crowd back in the game too. It's
That's
the biggest
exactly
crowd of the
right.
year, and it's not had a lot to go on right now. Need some momentum from the crowd. We got to give them something to get the momentum going. Here's Slater driving right baseline. They swing it all the way back out top to Miller. Here's Shanklin driving. Whitson nearly stole it. Got it back out to Slater. Miller has it between the rings now. Right side Stewart. Shanklin going through, and this time it is knocked away by Whitson, and a foul called.
I think that's on Shanklin. That could be his 4th.
That's number 1.
Yep,
Stafford
it is.
Shanklin,
Shanklin's
his
4th.
4th.
It's their 3rd turnover. Indians didn't mention this, but
Hale
Indians
into the
had
Indians.
9 in the first half. Shanklin heads to the bench again with 4 fouls. And most of them have been sloppy. That's just a reach in there for no reason after Browder came up with a steal.
Stump with the basketball across the timeline for the Indians. Stump. Whitson on right wing. Whitson lobs it down low to Browder. Browder can't handle it. It goes out of bounds.
That angle's just not there. That's a forced entry in the 10th Indian turnover. And there's too much help defense recognized over there, so he had to kind of throw it a little bit firmer. With a lob, it would have been probably tipped, but it ends up going out of bounds nonetheless.
There's length, and then there's help, too.
That's exactly right. They do a great job of weak side help.
Miller for the Wildcats out front, looking inside, and we've got a headlock down there. And the headlock belonged to Hale on Miller.
Foul on the
Foul
Indians,
called on Malachi Hale, his second. Team first in the second half. 5:24 to go third quarter. Dennis will come in for Browder. Nope, check that for Hale. Stewart to inbounds. It'll come all the way back out here.
We did a good job of that interior cut. Was looking for a layup. We did a good job of sealing it off.
Slater just knifing his way around Gillespie down the lane. Left hand is shot good.
And Whitson never stepped up to take the ball. It was an easy layup.
Stomp over to Gillespie. Gillespie attacking. Gillespie shot off the glass is good by Gillespie.
And shielded the ball really nicely with his body, did Gillespie. A nice soft kiss off the glass. 39-27, 4:50 to go.
Miller driving right, reverses left, back out to Searcy, who travels.
Too many steps, turnover to the
And that's what I'm talking about. We closed out there off the high ball screen. We were able to fight through it, and that confused Searcy, forcing him to take those extra steps. We didn't do that much in the first half. They had wide open perimeter shots off their interior and perimeter screening.
Stomp across the timeline for the Tribe. Tincher comes through, left to right. Tincher on the curl, down low to Dennis. Dennis up for the shot. Nice pass from Tincher over to Dennis, and the lead is down to 10 now.
Yeah, the defense overplayed, thinking he was going to shoot the three, and he went right by him. That created the mismatch 2-on-1 underneath.
Turnaround by Searcy in the lane is good. Off the feed from Slater. He still hasn't missed. 41-29. First thing we did was get the starter in foul trouble and bring him off the bench. Whitson over to Tincher. Three from the left wing. No good. Rebound by Milloway.
Yeah, we're basically one shot and done. We're not many second chance opportunities for the Indians tonight.
Slater kick out to Stewart for three. It's short. Browder battling for the rebound over there with Searcy, and they say it went out of bounds off Searcy to Dobyns-Bennett. I'm not sure Coach Green's agreed with the call yet over there.
No. There haven't been many wrong ones tonight, in my opinion.
Yeah.
I think they've done a good job of this trio of officials.
Whitson out front for the Indians. Believes it was Stump. Stump a long three from the right side is good by
We
Stump.
needed that badly. Now 3 of 12 from the perimeter are the Indians. Pull within 9.
There's a three by Searcy. This time finally missed. Tincher the rebound for Dobyns-Bennett. Tincher's going to take it all the way down. Shot by Tincher, no good. And Milloway with the rebound. That was a tough attack there by Tincher in the trees and not much help. Slater all the way down, takes some contact from Dennis, misses the shot. Rebound by Browder. Stump to Tincher. Tincher's going to take it all the way and tried to kick it on the bounce pass over to Whitson, but Milloway kicks it out of bounds. It will stay with the Indians.
We haven't had a chance to talk much about that. We got to slow down. We are really playing into their hands with their tempo, their full court pressure, their ball pressure. We're trying to race by their closeouts. We just need to back it out, move the ball around, and get some free looks.
Whitson inbounds to Stump for three. It's good.
That's what we're talking about. Nice screen, patient pass, spacing to get the shot away, and a 6-point Wildcat lead.
Now the crowd should be alive here, and they are. Down low, Milloway has it, however. Milloway fakes Dennis up, shoots and scores.
Buckets
and draws the foul.
It's a heck of a move. Double ball fake off the double team. Finally got
his second.
Dennis off the floor, and then he's strong enough to fight through the physicality and kiss it off the glass.
There's a full timeout on the floor called, I think, by Oak Ridge. 2:47 to go third quarter, 43-35 Oak Ridge. We're back in 60 seconds on Dobyns-Bennett's YouTube channel and your voice of the Indians, ESPN Tri-Cities.
Jonathan Milloway at the line, shooting one.
All right, welcome back to the Buck Van Huss Dome. Steve Wilmoth, Mark Halverson. Dobyns-Bennett had cut the Oak Ridge lead down to 6 on back-to-back threes by Brady Stump, but the Wildcats come right back and go down low to big 6'7" Jonathan Milloway, who misses the free throw after the made field goal, so it will stay an 8-point game at 43-35.
Milloway 1 for 3 from the line.
Stump for the Indians. See if they get him another shot after straight back-to-back threes. There goes, try to get it to Stump on the back door. He lost it. Picked up by Milloway, all the way down to Miller, whose shot is good. What a shot by Miller.
Just can't force those entry passes against quick teams. They're long with their length. They're in the passing lanes. And, you know, he's gotten away with those passes before, but tonight really struggling to get the ball into those lanes.
Stump to Dennis for a 17-footer off the back iron, no good. Stewart, the rebound for Oak Ridge. Stewart Driving through there is Slater. Slater gets it to Milloway. Shot good and a foul.
Bucket's good
by Milloway.
Jonathan Milloway. Foul is on the Indians. Malachi Hale, his third.
Malachi Hale, the foul, his third.
That's what happens when you get beat on the baseline. You've got to help, otherwise it's a layup on the strong side, and that leaves the weak side wide open. Milloway not going to miss many of those.
That's a quick shot on the offensive end, too, by Dennis from 17 feet. It's clearly not his shot. You got to be more patient. Milloway misses another free throw. Browder the rebound. But the lead is back to 12 for Oak Ridge at 47-35. Stump for the
Be
Indians.
patient, run our sets. Don't let their pressure. They're overplaying the lanes. They overplay the ball. Don't allow our offense to be dictated by their defense.
Stump back out front. Stump, the screen from Browder. Stump now on the attack in the lane. Dennis fakes. Dennis shot no good and a foul called. Is that on Milloway? That could be 4 on him. See who the call is on.
I kind of got blocked off. It almost looked to me like he kind of shuffled his feet underneath there on that.
I thought so. Thought he changed pivot.
Yeah, exactly.
That is 4 fouls on Milloway. And Jason Dennis to the line for 2 shots for Dobyns-Bennett. 133, Milloway will have to go out here in the third quarter. Dennis, the line drive, no good.
McKinley Tincher.
Let's see if we can take advantage now. Some ball pressure. Now that Milloway's not there, maybe double team as they penetrate. And also see if we can get some second chance opportunities. Once we've missed, we've been going the other way.
Dennis missed both free throws. Rebound by Searcy. Slater for Oak Ridge. Over to Miller. Miller to Slater. Slater out front, picked up by Stump. Stewart back to Slater. Slater with it. Matched up here with Stump. Searcy on left wing. Stewart back out top. Over to Slater. Slater. A minute to go in the quarter. Shanklin driving right baseline in the corner to Stewart. Won't shoot. They swing it to Miller to Slater.
Crisp ball movement when there's not a shot. The ball doesn't lag. It doesn't stick.
Searcy. Over it comes to Slater. 42 seconds to go here in the period. Slater out front. Stump working with him. Gets the screen. Now Slater on the attack. Leaves it with Stewart. Searcy. 28 seconds to go in the quarter. Slater still with it. Slater being harassed by Stump. Slater back and forth. Over it goes to Searcy. 18 seconds. They're going to burn the last 120 off the clock, aren't they?
That's why I hate the way the high school game is played. It needs a shot clock, especially at this level.
Yep. Driving baseline is Slater. Slater's shot is no good. Rebound by Dennis. 2 seconds, 1 second. Whitson from half court. And that shot by Whitson will hit the back iron. No good. As we come to the end of the third quarter. Score at the end of 3. Oak Ridge 47. Dobyns-Bennett 35. Tribe with work to do in the fourth. We'll have it for you in 60 seconds right here on ESPN Tri-Cities.
Chuck. To begin play. Possession arrow to the Indians.
Welcome back to the Buck Van Huss Dome. Indians down 12 with the basketball as we start the fourth quarter.
You know, we seemed like we played better that quarter. We lost by a point, 13-12.
Tincher for the Indians. Dennis swings it to Whitson in the left corner. Whitson backdoor feed to Dennis, who can't handle the alley-oop. Somehow collects it on the baseline back to Browder. Tincher a three from the right corner, no good. Rebound taken by Stewart of Oak Ridge. Stewart on right wing, pulls it back out. Slater. Well, he just does not shoot the three, does he? He wants to attack.
He wants to attack, try to create for others. He's got 4 assists tonight.
Slater to Searcy. And Oak Ridge to Miller. Not any hurry, up 12. Slater back to Searcy. They're going to have to put some pressure. Slater back to Searcy. Searcy back to Slater. 7 minutes to go in the game. A minute gone here in the quarter already. Shanklin gives it back out here to Searcy. Searcy over to Miller. Miller pressured by Whitson, spins away from Whitson. A little Euro step good by Miller.
Jeremy Miller.
A little floater off the Euro step, and it's 14
They run their
points.
sets so well to perfection, and they're so patient on their back screening and their down screening. They get somebody to cut, and then you overplay, and you get a layup.
Whitson lobs it to Dennis. Dennis the layup. Good. Thought about it. Finally dropped.
Dennis.
Whitson another assist. And we've got a
Timeout,
timeout called by
Dobyns-Bennett.
Dobyns-Bennett.
Timeout.
You have to wonder if he's going to figure out something defensively to try to create a little bit more pressure, or if they're trying to eat the clock. As you mentioned, they ate the 120 mark, or the last 120 of the third quarter, and that's what they're doing here. It's not really a four-corner spread. They're running their sets, but they're just really patient with it.
And with Millway out of the game with 4 fouls, they're in no hurry.
They're in no hurry.
Kind of biding their time until they can get him back in the basketball game. Right now they don't need him. Up 12. No reason to put him back in there at risk with 4 fouls. And so Coach Green will be content to run that clock, and they do it very well. And you're right. We'll see if Dobyns-Bennett doesn't come out and force some trapping action and see if that can create some kind of turnovers. Oak Ridge only got 4 turnovers in my book the entire basketball game.
What's
And a
interesting
couple of those were offensive fouls.
Really, the game started to change when Shanklin went onto the bench with his second foul. They brought in Upcraft and Searcy, and they knocked down immediately. They knocked down 3 threes early. That's kind of what sprung the Wildcats into their big lead.
That's what I said. The worst thing Nebe did was get a starter in foul trouble.
Yeah, it's exactly what happened. I don't know if they shoot it like that all the time, but they have certainly
tonight.
Tickled the twine tonight.
6:29 to go, and here comes Dobyns-Bennett with some full court pressure. Out of the timeout. Oak Ridge to inbounds. Miller gives it to Stewart. He's with the trap in the backcourt. Stewart gets rid of it to Miller. Up to Searcy. Here comes another trap. They get it to Slater. No look underneath to Shanklin. He lost it going up, and it goes out of bounds. Hits the underside of the backboard. And so the Indians, that's not where the turnover they wanted to come, but they'll take it under there. As Oak Ridge worked itself out of a couple of traps and had a
pretty good
right
look.
there
And that's
rim.
what happens when you're on the bench with foul trouble. You don't get any game rhythm, and Shanklin coming off the bench with fouls. Tough shot.
Whitson hands it to Stump for a three. It's good by Stump.
Brady Stump.
And it's down to 9 at 49-40. Indians more full court pressure. Slater gives it to Searcy. Searcy back to Miller. Miller lobs it back out front to Searcy. In the corner it goes to Stewart. Stewart tries the baseline. Browder shuts him down. Back to Slater to Stewart. They swing it to Miller.
That's a shot that Searcy would have taken in the third quarter or earlier.
Slater around Gillespie. Kick out to Stewart. Back to Searcy.
Very disciplined team. They've had some looks here on the perimeter they've passed up because they just want ball control and eat the clock.
Slater, count is on, gets rid of it to Miller. In the corner it goes to Searcy. Searcy. Still dribbling. Stump trying to pressure him. Picks up his dribble. And a timeout called by Coach Aaron Green.
Oak Ridge.
30-second timeout, 5:12 to go, 49-40. So indeed, Dobyns-Bennett Mark comes out of that timeout and trying to trap. It's a very senior-laden Oak Ridge team. It's going to be hard at this point to create a lot of turnovers, especially as good as they are at handling the basketball. They're burning a lot of clock.
Well, you've got Stewart at the point, Slater at the point, Stewart and Shanklin and even Miller, who are really smart handling the ball. They're very patient. They don't react to the pressure like some kids do at this level, and as a result, they're able to maintain the possession without any sloppy play. Indians are going to have to figure out a way once the the dribble gets picked up. We've got to get into the passing lanes so the outlet doesn't occur. So we pressured there at the top where Slater kind of got stuck, but then he was able to get it to Searcy. We've got, once we recognize the dribble's up, you got to attack your man no matter where it is and face guard.
Stewart to inbounds. Milloway set to check back in. Here's Searcy, a three from the left corner, no good. Rebound, however, Shanklin, and then a foul called on Dobyns-Bennett. Well, Mark, we got a quick three by Oak Ridge there. They missed the shot. You got to get that rebound.
Got to get the rebound. Just a long rebound, came right into the hands of Shanklin.
Jonathan Miller
foul by Whitson, his
into
first.
the Wildcats.
And that was a tough one there because Searcy hadn't missed much tonight.
Stewart inbounds to Milloway, in the paint to Miller, attacking for the layup.
Jeremy Miller.
They didn't waste any time with Milloway back in there, did they? Miller's got, what, 13? And it's 51-40. Gillespie around the Dennis screen up top. Gillespie will launch a 25-footer from the left wing. It's good. He got knocked down as well, but Gillespie knocks down the three, and it's 51-43. Miller in the left corner, lob down to Milloway. Milloway on the block working against Dennis. Fakes, shoots over Dennis, shot missed. Jason Dennis the rebound. Here's Gillespie. Gillespie stutter steps. Is trapped, gets it back to Tincher. Tincher in the paint, all the way through. Layup by Tincher is good. And the lead is down to 6 again at 51-45. Slater in backcourt. Here's a near steal by Whitson. And they called a foul on Whitson. How was that a foul on Whitson?
That's not a foul. It's okay. It doesn't hurt you. It's only the fifth. And actually, at some point, you're going to have to get probably, shooting anyway. I don't like the foul call, but, it really doesn't hurt you in that situation because it would have been their ball anyway.
McKinley Tincher.
Tincher coming back in here for Malachi Hale. 4:12 to go. Dobyns-Bennett has the lead down to 6. Quick inbounds from Stewart all the way across court to Slater. Slater leaves it with Searcy. Back out to Slater. Slater in the paint, down low to Stewart for the layup. Good.
Jonathan Stewart.
Not really stopped Slater penetration the entire night. Tincher a three from the left wing is good. Off the feed from Stump. And it's down to 5.
It's a nice up-court pass by Stump to a racing Tincher who never hesitated. And when, as a catch-and-shoot guy, when you can catch it in the pocket and deliver it, that's when your percentages soar.
Oak Ridge to Slater. Now Stewart to the baseline. Stewart double-teamed and a timeout called by Oak Ridge.
Tell you what, he walked before that timeout was called. And the ref underneath wouldn't allow it. It was a pretty good trap there by the Indians.
3:43 to go. We'll take a 60-second break. We're back in 1 minute on ESPN
Tri-Cities. Next Monday, Varsity at Tennessee High. Then the first home game next Tuesday against the Vikings here at J. Fred Johnson Stadium.
All right, welcome back to the Buck Van Huss Dome. 3:43 to go. We'll decide who's going to Murfreesboro. And there is a patented inbounds play by Oak Ridge as they get it to Miller for the layup. Wide open, and it's 55-48.
Kind of what we talked about, kind of a high screen and go.
There's a steal by Stewart as Stump was attacking. And Oak Ridge has it. Slater in the paint. Slater kicks it back to Stewart. And Oak Ridge will run some clock up 7, 3:19 to go. Slater hands it to Miller. Miller being harassed by Whitson, who's trying to foul him, and finally they call the foul on Whitson. His third, just the sixth on the Indians.
We've talked about this. When you're down 3 possessions, you can't wait until 1 minute to foul, and I think that's what Coach Poore recognized. They're not even in the bonus yet. So we'll see what kind of strategy he employs here. That would be one that I would.
Inbounds from Stewart to Milloway to a cutting Miller for the layup. Good.
Just a back screen that just leaves him wide open, and Milloway with an easy assist.
Shot by Gillespie is good, and it's 57-50. Trapped in backcourt, and Indians come up with a steal. Gillespie for a 3, no good. Stewart had it knocked off him out of bounds. Oh, they say it's going to Oak Ridge. Stewart hit it not once but twice.
That's a terrible call. Yeah, that's a clearly went off Oak Ridge.
Let's make some noise.
Wow.
Even
inbounds to Searcy. Here's a near steal by Stump, diving for it. Can't come up with it, and it stays with Oak Ridge. 2:39 to go, Oak Ridge by 7.
Plenty of time, just got to create some stops, maybe even some steals against a team that just doesn't turn it over. Kind of a hard ask.
Stewart for the Wildcats all the way down, pulls up, shoots and scores.
Jonathan Stewart.
Stewart, 59-50, Oak Ridge. Stump around the screen. He'll pull up, shoot the 3 by Stump, no good. And underneath a pushing foul on Dobyns-Bennett. No, excuse me. I think that's going to be on Oak Ridge.
Fouls on the Wildcats. Jonathan Stewart
called for the foul. His second
foul.
Just 5 team fouls on Oak Ridge, however. Tincher to throw it in for the Tribe underneath his own basket. Tincher still looking and lobs it. Stump comes in there and somehow gets the ball, and then they call a foul on Oak Ridge.
Foul on the Wildcats.
The pass was tipped, I think, out of Tincher's hands. That caused the ball to float a little bit.
Whitson back in for the Indians.
Seriously, the foul, his first, team 6, 2:21 to go. Oak Ridge still leading by 9. Whitson. Oak Ridge wants a timeout. Coach Aaron Green wants the timeout. 2:21 to go. It's 59-50 in favor of Oak Ridge.
Full timeout.
And Mark Dobyns-Bennett had the lead down to 5 at 53-48, and really back-to-back baskets by Oak Ridge off inbounds plays. You talked about it in the pregame. One underneath, one from right here at the side in front of us. Perfectly executed. Got layups for the Wildcats, and that's where he's and they lead it by 9 here now.
Yeah, and he's a student of the game, and he learned from, I think, one of the best when it came to inbounds plays, and that was Bruce Pearl.
Attention fans.
And they've done it for years.
And it's been
and they've got a bucket full of them, so you never know which one they're going to run. And they'll create some real. What they do is they do a lot of 1-4 action, and then they've got 3 or 4 sets off of that, so you never know which one, but they've run them to perfection in critical times.
So Dobyns-Bennett with the basketball, down 9. Only 2:21 remaining. Both teams in the bonus. Possession arrow belonging to the Wildcats.
Who do you foul? I think the smart move there by Coach Green was he took Milloway out because he's the one that might struggle from the line.
He's 0 for what? 1 for 4.
1 for 4, and really the one that he made was not clean.
Stump to Tincher. Tincher down low to Browder. Browder shot good, and he draws a foul.
Assist from Tincher.
Nice set play off a penetration right to left by Tincher, and then a little bit of an interior screen to free up Browder, and a little bit of a shovel pass into the hands of Browder for 2. He's kind of been silent tonight. He made a couple of buckets early. Really hadn't had many touches, to be honest.
Jack Browder
his
shooting
first
one
basket
for an
since the first
old-fashioned.
quarter. He's got 7 in the game now. Substitutes come in and out for both teams. We'll play offense, defense the rest of the way. Browder will go out. Whitson will come back in.
Jason Dennis Whitson back in for the Indians.
Milloway returned for Oak Ridge. 2:11 to go now. Stewart slinking up the sideline here in front of us. Nobody sees him except for me. And now they get it inbounds to him. I had to go all the way down the baseline almost to get it. Miller has it in backcourt. Miller up the floor. Around stump to Stewart, who had it knocked out of his hands. Did Oak Ridge. Malachi Hale had the same fate, but Indians save it. Here's Tincher in the corner for three. He's going to be short. Rebound taken by Miller. No, excuse me,
I'll
Searcy.
tell you what, we could have used that one.
Yep.
A pretty good look, McKinley.
Tincher now will come over and foul Slater. 3 on Tincher.
Yeah, with 2 possessions, you can do it this late. But when we were back there at 3 and even 3.5 possessions,
Jack Browder, Jonathan Gillespie.
you got to foul with 2.5,
Indians.
3 minutes to go. So I'm okay with this strategy.
At the line, shooting 1 and 1.
Tincher had the 3 on the corner. He just went. When he left, you just knew it wasn't
Just a little bit short.
Yep.
Yeah, just kind of lost his legs, didn't get the ball elevated. Slater is 1 for 2 from the line tonight with 7 points. He's got 5 assists to go along with the 7.
So Slater with 1:43 to go. The free throw by Slater rattles in. Second shot by Slater upcoming. Shot by Slater. That one will be no good. Rebound by Browder, who's returned. Stump for the Indians. Stump. Somebody needs a ball screen for him. Stump. Whitson gives it to him. Stump out front. Over to Tincher. Tincher into paint. Had it knocked away. Browder on the baseline saves it. Browder muscling his way in. Left-hand shot. Won't go, but he draws a foul. I think on Miller. He about shot that one to go.
Wildcats.
Just couldn't
23, Jeremy Miller, his
get
first.
the string music going on
Team's
that one as it
eighth
just kind of
foul.
rolled around
Jack
and
Browder
out.
at
I
the
thought it
line
had
for
a
the
chance
Indians,
once it hit the
shooting
glass
2.
to pop back in. But
Free throw by Browder is no good.
Malachi Hale in for the Indians. Jonathan
1:24 to go.
Milloway for the
Indians have missed 5
Wildcats.
free throws here tonight, 4 of 9. You're not going to make them all, but those are ones that are critical.
Browder doesn't only the shot not roll in for him, that free throw didn't roll in either.
Didn't get that one either.
And this shot is not going to fall either. Rebound underneath. Whitson just took it away. Whitson had his shot blocked by Milloway. Browder comes up with it to Stump for 3. In out, no good. And a rebound foul on the back of Whitson is going to be Searcy.
Great effort there by Whitson.
Fouls on the
Just
Wildcats.
relentless attempt
Lucas
at that missed free
Searcy,
throw
his
by
third.
Browder.
Team's
Comes away
ninth.
with the offensive rebound, but just couldn't get the shot to go.
Jason
fouled
Dennis
on
in
the
for the Indians.
second offensive rebound attempt.
Stump with a pretty good look from right
shooting
wing
1
for
and
3,
1.
too. Couldn't get it to go. And now Whitson to the free throw line for 1+. 1:14 to go. Free throw by Whitson is good. He thought about it for a minute. And then rolled in. I think Coach Chris Poore is going to get a timeout if Whitson makes this free throw. Shot here by Whitson is going to be short. Rebound Stewart for Oak Ridge. Indians steal it. Whitson has it. Down low to Hale. Hale against Milloway. Shot good by Malachi Hale. And now a timeout by Dobyns-Bennett. A rare turnover by Oak Ridge, and the lead is 4 with 1:05 to go on the layup by Malachi Hale. It's a full timeout. We'll keep it here, Mark.
You know, you got to give credit to these Indians. This game could have been 15, 20 points. They've not allowed that to happen with great effort, really working on the loose balls, and quite honestly, they've out-hustled the Wildcats on some of those misses. And as a result, they've gotten some tips, they've gotten some turnovers, some offensive boards, which they did not get early with Milloway dominating the boards early. And here we are, 4-point game, and we got a chance.
I think at 4 points, this is as close the game has been, Mark, since it was 18-14 back early in the second quarter. We chipped it down to 6 a couple of times, got it down to 5 on the Tincher three-pointer, and now down to 4 on the bucket by Malachi Hale. And so it's 60-56 with 1 minute to go.
Again, I think if you're going to foul, the Indians have 2 more foul opportunities for 1 and 1. I think you got to allow the ball to get into Milloway, to be honest, and then hack him.
Yeah.
He's been 1 for 4, and none of them have looked really that good.
Inbounds comes to Slater. Slater in backcourt, double team. Gets rid of it over to Miller. Miller up the floor to Searcy. 3-on-1. Stewart all the way down for the layup. Good.
Jonathan Stewart.
62-56. Stump on left wing. Stump spinning. Trying to create a shot. Can't find one. It knocked away by Stewart and saved by Stewart on the steal. Indians turnover, foul in backcourt on Gillespie. Stewart has done that 2 or 3 times over there, Mark. Quick hands guarding Brady Stump.
I've got him with 4 steals tonight, and a lot of them have been on just, look, you can see how long his arms are, even though he's only about, I guess he's about 6'1" or so. But that back tip, and then he's quick to react to pick it back up, and he's done that a few times.
Kel Slater.
That was on Gillespie, his first team 8. 1+ for Kel Slater of Oak Ridge. No Oak Ridge Wildcats on the line. Slater makes the first.
Slater now 3 of 5 from the line to go along with 3 made baskets, so he's got 9 to go. 6 assists.
Second toss by Slater is good, and the lead is back to 8 with 42.8 seconds to go. Stump in backcourt. Indians need to hurry now. Stump driving left. Stump all the way down. Stump, little floater, no good. Whitson tips it, but it goes over to Upgraft, and he is fouled back there by Whitson with 30.9 seconds to go.
Fouls on the Indians. Zane Whitson, number 4. Team foul number
30.9 seconds to go. Oak Ridge by 8. And it's going to take quite the sequence now for Dobyns-Bennett.
On the floor after the game. No fans allowed on the floor after the game.
Upgraft makes
Jamison
both here. It'd be a
Upgraft at the
4-possession
line.
game with a half minute to go. Free throw by Upgraft. He missed it, however. Rebound by Browder. Over to Stump. Quickly up to Tincher. A 3 from the left corner is blocked. Blocked there by Searcy, but back to Tincher, who comes in and gets the layup good.
Tincher.
Indians out of timeouts. Can't get the timeout. And trying to foul Upgraft. 3 people fouled him. They never called it. All the way down to Stewart, who's still with the basketball on the right wing. Back out front to Searcy. Over to Miller, and finally a foul called out front on Miller. And they fouled Upgraft 3 times.
Jack Browder. Foul number 3.
I really thought down here Stewart might lose the ball out of bounds, but again, his length and his quickness able to react as the ball almost went over the baseline. And to be able to do this with Shanklin really not playing more than 6 or 8 minutes tonight, they've got a strong bench, do the Wildcats.
Free throw is missed.
Senior Jason Dennis.
Senior Jason Dennis back in the game for Dobyns-Bennett. 7.8 seconds to go. Second shot here by Searcy is good.
Jack Browder.
Browder back in for the Indians. 65-58. Browder to inbounds for Dobyns-Bennett. Oak Ridge fans behind us can sense it.
Senior
Zane Whitson leads the basketball
24.
game. Here's Brady Stump for Dobyns-Bennett. Stump over to Gillespie for 3 from the right wing. It's going to be good. And that's the end of the game. And Oak Ridge will advance on
Wildcats advance
to the state tournament.
Dobyns-Bennett Indians, Big 7 champs.
Second straight year Oak Ridge will advance to the state tournament.
Champs. We'll be back next year.
And Oak Ridge will be making its 24th state tournament appearance and 6th under head coach Aaron Green. Your final score, Dobyns-Bennett 65, Oak Ridge 65, Dobyns-Bennett 61. We're back in 2 minutes with the postgame show right here on ESPN Tri-Cities. All right, welcome back to the Buck Van Huss Dome. Dobyns-Bennett comes up just short in its bid for a berth in the TSSAA Class 3A state tournament as Oak Ridge holds off a very valiant Dobyns-Bennett Indian club, 65-61. Oak Ridge just put too much distance between themselves and the Indians there in the basketball game. Indians got the lead down, which I think Oak Ridge led it by. At one point, starting that fourth quarter, it was 45-39. And Dobyns-Bennett got it down to 6 points at 51-45. And then it was 5 points at 53-48. Down to 4 at 60-56 with 1:05 to go. But Oak Ridge, too well schooled, too well drilled, handled the Dobyns-Bennett press in the final 4 minutes of the basketball game pretty well, and hits just enough free throws down the stretch to hold off the Indians, who just couldn't quite come up with enough big shots tonight here either on their home floor from three-point range. They had some opportunities late in the game that really would have made things interesting if they could have got that shot to go. They could not. And so Dobyns-Bennett's outstanding season that includes a Big 7 Conference Championship, a District 1 AAA Tournament Championship, and a Region 1 AAA Tournament Championship, and a berth here in the Class AAA Sectionals for a fourth consecutive season ends at the hands of the Wildcats by the count of 65-61. And Mark, you've got some numbers for us.
I do. First of all, congratulations to Aaron Green's Wildcats. They advance now to 27-5. More importantly, advancing to the Final 8 state tournament in Murfreesboro next week. Congratulations to them. They had 34 at the half, 13 in the third quarter, and I thought that was kind of the difference, where I thought we played pretty well, but we were never able to close the gap there in that quarter. So that's 47, and then another 18 in the fourth for a total of 65. They were 19 for 29 inside the arc, 6 for 14 outside. That's 25 for 43 overall. 9 for 18 from the line. 22 rebounds, 16 defensive, 4 offensive. Only 6 turnovers, 4 of which came in the fourth quarter, but they only had 4 turnovers going through the first 3 quarters. Led in scoring by Jeremy Miller with 17, 10 by Kel Slater, 8 by Jonathan Stewart, 7 by Jonathan Milloway, 5 by Shanklin, 6 by Upcraft, and that's the 65. Rebounding, Milloway, even with foul trouble, was on the bench, still had 8 rebounds, and I thought he really dominated the defensive boards, not allowing us to have really many second-chance opportunities, particularly in the first 2.5 quarters. 3 rebounds by Slater, 3 by Stewart. Slater led in assists with 6. Jonathan Stewart with 4 steals. Milloway also had 4 assists. 3 of those came on those set plays, as we indicated, off those back screens that led to just kind of backdoor wide open layups. For the Indians, they finished the season, a great season, at 25-5. They had 23 at half, 12 in the third, 26 in the fourth. A valiant effort down the stretch, just not enough to really get it within a shot or two legitimately. And 16 for 28 inside the arc, 8 for 24 outside. That's 24 for 52, 5 for 12 from the line, 28 rebounds, 17 defensive, 9 offensive, 2 team, 14 turnovers, 9 in the first half. Took better care of the ball there in the second. Gillespie with that last 3 at the buzzer, 15 points, 13 by Stump, 8 by Dennis, 7 by Tincher, 8 by Browder, 5 each by Hale and by Whitson, but just not enough for tonight for the Indians. Dennis with a great game. His last game as a senior with 8 points, 8 rebounds, 4 by Hale, 6 by Browder. Whitson with 5 assists, and those are your numbers. So an interesting game. You got to give credit to the Wildcats. They are really well coached. Aaron does a great job, and they're very patient. They're very disciplined. For a high school team with that kind of talent, that kind of athleticism, Steve, there are a lot of kids that would want the ball and want to take it over, and they just don't do it. He doesn't allow it, and as a result, they are a very fine basketball team.
Dobyns-Bennett, throughout this season, Mark, has had at least 3, a lot of times 4, sometimes 5 players in double figures, 2 tonight. Others were close, and you score 61 points in the sectional game. It's not a bad offensive night in a sectional game against defenses, that are going to be very, very good. And we thought that 60 was going to be the minimum required to win tonight, and it turns out it was just over that at 65.
Well, one of the things you don't see at the high school level very, very often is a rim protector. Yeah. And they have it in Milloway, and we just couldn't get the ball cleanly down in the middle to get any good looks. So we had to rely on the perimeter shot. And 8 for 24 is you got to make some of those. And if they do, they're in the game, because what that does is that opens up the interior and allows you then to attack the rim more freely. And we just couldn't get enough of those to go down. And give credit to Oak Ridge, because I really thought that their defensive tempo kind of forced us a little bit too fast in our half-court offense. And that led to some turnovers. That led to some quick shots, maybe some passes that were a little bit awkward and not timed perfectly, but give them credit. That's it's their defense that really created those problems.
Joined now by head coach Chris Poore of Dobyns-Bennett, whose team unfortunately came up on the short end of this one. And Coach Poore, just one of those nights. I mean, you a great effort by your club. You just kind of there in the middle part of the game just fell behind by too many points, and tonight, not enough shots from the perimeter went down for your club, but a great effort tonight against a very, very good Oak Ridge team.
Yeah, well, they're good. Very talented players. They're they're veteran leaders. They've got seniors out there that have been battle tested. They're big, strong, physical kids that showed up and played hard. And we can critique our offensive play. We can critique our defensive execution all day long. And things that we didn't do well that you've got to do in these games. But there's one thing you can't question. That's our guys' heart. And their effort, and that's, you can't ask guys to be better than they are. You can't ask them to, just always have great games shooting the ball. But, you can't ask them to play hard. And that's what this group did. They gave us every bit of a chance when we were kind of knocked out of it, 2 or 3 times, and we cut it back to 4 twice. I really thought, the energy was going in our favor. And then they stepped up and made some big plays, some deflators. So proud of our guys. This group has been unbelievable to coach. Probably one of the most locked-in teams I've had. And that's because of your leadership, and I think this team started taking after Zane and Jason early on. We were not very physical. We were not very tough. I related us to an AAU team. I didn't think we had what it took to get down the road, but eventually, we started taking after our tough guys and got to where we are now. So the leadership has been laid out. They've given us an example of what it takes. Now it's our job to use that and better ourselves.
Through the course of the postseason, we've seen teams that have quickness. We've seen teams that have some length. Yep. We've seen teams that have some athleticism. You get to this point and you see a team that's got all three, and that's what Oak Ridge has.
Well, we played South Doyle. They had it. They had the athletes. They had the size. They were big, physical, thick kids. They just didn't have the skill. They didn't have the on-court discipline, the mental awareness. We played Jeff County, big, thick, strong, physical kids that got on fire and made things extremely tough. And, we would have lost that game a couple weeks ago. We would not have been in a situation to withstand that physical play. And tonight, we saw it again, and they made their shots. They put us in a lot of bad spots. And, we just didn't play that well. We didn't shoot the ball extremely well. Didn't think we took care of it extremely well in the first half. I'm proud of our guys and what we were able to accomplish with this group.
Mark there noticed that, they've got all those things we talked about. So when you run your offense, and you in transition, you know that's coming. You speed up a little bit. You play faster than you're used to. The shot release becomes faster than you're accustomed to, and it kind of all adds up, doesn't it?
Yeah, well, I knew we would play a little bit faster. I was comfortable with that. I think that plays in our favor to a certain extent. But we just didn't get the ball out quick enough. When we were driving, we would dribble it 1 or 2 dribbles too far, before giving it up to our guy. And that's the execution part of it. We just didn't do a real good job. Once we got out of the double team, we didn't do a good job getting it to our guy quick enough. Therefore, it just sort of snowballed. We had some errant turnovers. We had some shots that should have been a little bit more open, but they were a little bit more contested because we held on to it a little bit. But, that's part of it. That's the experience that we haven't had that much. We haven't had teams that get after us that hard and then are able to recover. So, I'm proud of our guys for building on it. I'm excited what they've been able to do.
On 14 after the first basket in the fourth quarter, your team could have called it a season. As you mentioned, got it down to 4 with a minute to go, and that shows the heart of this club. Your seniors were tremendous. Jason and Zane were great. I thought you and your staff did a tremendous job all year molding this team. It's not been an easy year. to get to this point. I know we're disappointed tonight, but this has been a fantastic season for Dobyns-Bennett basketball,
really
and one that we're going to build on going forward.
Yeah, what's really hard to get to this point, you know, and you don't get here by accident. You don't get here with weak leadership. You don't win the games that we've won in this run just by chance. You know, it takes a strong team, a mentally locked-in team, and you know, I couldn't ask those seniors to give me any more. You know, and like I said, they've given us what we need. They've taught us. They've carried us. You know, and it's our younger guys. You know, we've got most of our guys coming back, and it's on their shoulders now. You know, they've got to step it up and play a little bit more gritty, a little bit more aggressive, a little bit more physical, and that'll come with maturity. But it also is a mindset that some of them are going to have to find a little bit tougher about.
Well, Coach, you've been gracious all year long to us here at ESPN Tri-Cities, and of course to myself at TriCitiesSports.com. It's been a great year. We appreciate you so much for coming over in a difficult year and difficult situations like this. It's easy to come over when you win a championship. It's hard to come over and talk on a night like this, but we appreciate you so much. Congratulations to this team. Congratulations to your staff, and let's get a full summer in next year and get ready for 2021-22.
Well, I appreciate you guys. You know, you've been so good to us, and you know, streaming the game and doing the things that you do that are over and beyond, and we appreciate that. You know, these guys will remember things because of the way that you helped expose them. So we appreciate what you guys do as well.
All right, that's Coach Chris Poore tonight after this sectional game against Oak Ridge. Congratulations again. Appreciate you, and Roll Tribe.
Roll Tribe.
Coach Chris Poore. As always, Mark, just a class. He explains it so well. He understands the game, and for a guy like myself that reports on these games, you know, a lot of times all you need is the quotes, and he gives you some good ones. He understands the game and can, as you mentioned, and you do too as well, you guys were very articulate tonight in explaining what happened here in this basketball.
You know what's interesting? As a basketball coach, even the good ones have a hard time seeing the game unfold. They got two eyes.
Yeah.
And a lot of times they don't understand what's going on until they watch the tape afterwards. They can slow it down and see where things are. He gets it. He sees it, and he can make adjustments throughout the game because of what he sees on the floor. That is very unique, particularly in a high school coach. We got the right man here for the job, and this program's in good hands.
And Coach Green does the same thing for his team. That's why those two teams are playing tonight.
That's exactly right.
You know.
Yep.
And they've got good players. That always helps as well. Anyway, that'll wrap it up for 2020-21 season. It's been a unique season. We're glad that you were here with us throughout the season on ESPN Tri-Cities. Mark, love you, man. Appreciate you very much. 10 years in the books.
Partner.
Let's get a couple more decades in.
I'll tell you what, I'm looking forward to it.
All right, that'll do it from the Buck Van Huss Dome. Appreciate all the help at the studio backing us up wherever you were around the world tonight, either on ESPN Tri-Cities or the Dobyns-Bennett YouTube channel. We appreciate you checking in. As always, don't forget, 1 week from tonight, Dobyns-Bennett Indian baseball begins. We're at Tennessee High for Game 1. I think we'll have it for you on ESPN Tri-Cities. We will definitely have the home opener a week from tomorrow night here at J. Fred Johnson Stadium. Hopefully last year we got one baseball game in on the radio before we got canceled. One.
You're going to get them in this year.
We're going to get them in this year, absolutely. All right, that'll do it. Final score, Oak Ridge 65 and Dobyns-Bennett 61. You've been listening to Dobyns-Bennett Indian Basketball and watching Dobyns-Bennett Indian Basketball on the Dobyns-Bennett YouTube channel and listening on your home for all Dobyns-Bennett sports since 1942. We are ESPN Tri-Cities. Good night and Roll Tribe.